Hi guys, this is Jahan Kalam from KHL Motorsport, and you see me here now. I'm driving along EDSA and I'm driving my 1997 Hyundai Coupe. This car is also known as the Tiburon in other markets of the world. You know, when I was young, I really dreamt of having one of these cars in my possession because we had the Elantra. We had two Elantras when I was growing up. But to see the coupe on the road, you know, it's sporty two-door looks. You know, it kind of looked cool. And for me, an Elantra nut, I said to myself, maybe someday, maybe I will have a car just like this. And fast forward 10-15 years later, I have one. Alhamdulillah. These cars are a little bit of a rare bird here. You know, I was told that there are only 2,000 Elantras officially released under Italcar Pilipinas, but I don't know how many coupes were officially released. But there were a lot more imported via gray market. Last year, I kind of needed to buy a car, any car, to drive around because at the time both my Elantras were broken. Luckily someone told me that there was a coupe for sale, and I looked at it. I was like gobsmacked to see, you know, the car in this certain condition. It was pretty nice. It wasn't perfect, and anything imperfect about it was something I could fix. I know it's fantastic. So thankfully I was able to afford it somehow, and we bought it, and it was really love at first sight. You know, this car was like probably 90% original. I mean, it had the original wheels on the car. To find a car that is almost all stock is something unbelievable. So it was really a good find for me. You know, unfortunately, it has the automatic. It has the 4-speed automatic. It has the 4-speed automatic, but it's fine. Especially right now, we're in EDSA. Like what I said, we're in EDSA. We're crawling. We're not completely stopped. We're crawling and just gas, brake. No need to shift. No need to depress the clutch pedal. It's fine. So this is not a gray market car. This is an actual dealer-released Hyundai Coupe. It's called the Hyundai Coupe here in the Philippines. The Tiburon was a name used in Korea, the US. The Coupe moniker was used in Europe and apparently here in the Philippines. You know, they used to call this the Elantra Coupe. That name isn't completely wrong because the Coupe and the Elantra of its generation, of the same generation, did share platforms. The only difference between this and an Elantra, as far as the platform is concerned, is that this has a 3-inch shorter wheelbase. This makes the car a bit tossable. You can initiate, lift off, oversteer upon corner entry, no problem. But it's really progressive. But I guess the more stable choice, if you're going for big tracks, would be the Elantra because of its 100.4-inch wheelbase. This has a 97.4-inch wheelbase. As I mentioned, this car is seemingly well preserved. It's not perfect, like the steering wheel is a bit worn, so I just put this steering wheel cover that's here. There are a lot of things that can be improved if this would be a 100% restoration car, but the way it is right now, it's really perfect for a weekend drive. You know, this car is about 22 years old. I mean, in that 22-year lifespan, it hasn't been molested by its previous owners. I mean, it's got the original wheels. So I can't believe that this car has survived that span of time being more or less alright. I mean, I got it with a functional aircon system. I just had it cleaned. I recently had the engine's head resurfaced, so we did a top overhaul at the shop, and now it's not overheating. I had some upholstery done to cover the original interior. The original upholstery is really mint, so I wanted to preserve it. And you know, it's not really, I didn't do this for looks. It's more like to preserve the stock upholstery. The automatic transmission shifter is leather wrapped. I got this from the States. The original shifter is a big plastic piece. This one is leather wrapped, so a little premium touch. Fuel consumption is very dismal, I think. We don't know if this requires even more maintenance to the fuel system. So I guess it's just the nature of the beast that this car kind of drinks gas as compared to a more modern 1.4, 1.3, 1.5 liter sedan or hatchback that you can buy. But if it's just your Sunday car, your car for going out on dates, car to impress your customers, I mean, it's alright. Don't need to worry about fuel consumption so much because you'll have another car to use. Steering's a bit heavy. You know, if you compare it to the cars of today with their electronic power steering, and I guess nowadays, you know, steering feel on modern cars is slightly absent. Their power steering systems are overboosted. This one is heavy. I mean, to put it on a tight gymkhana course, it will kind of be difficult because the effort is there. But I'm sure if you take this up and down a mountain road, steering shouldn't be a problem. Should actually be a bit perfect for that application. Seats, they lack support. They lack lateral support. Bolstering is not enough, but it's alright. It's a cruiser. This car's a bit low. I mean, ride height would probably be similar to stock Elantra or slightly lower than a stock Elantra. It's completely stock springs, stock shocks. We did update the brakes a little bit. We converted it to a non-captive setup. We had the parts lying around, so since the brakes, the front rotors needed to be refaced, I said might as well upgrade them to a non-captive setup. The headroom is a little bit there's enough space here. It's alright. Enough space here. You see the headliner is, you know, vinyl wrapped or leather wrapped or whatever. It's not cloth, so that's a pretty nice premium touch. Interior is not bad to look at also. The speedometer is pretty big. The tachometer is to the left, you know, but what I really look at is the temperature gauge. Temperature is normal. We've upgraded the radiator. The radiator is now a custom Evercool 2-row copper radiator. I had it custom made several years ago. Acceleration is not very good. It's a bit tepid. With a manual, it would be more exciting. But since we're crawling, we're moving, but we're not going at a high rate of speed. But at this type of driving scenario, you don't need a fast car. You know, the best part of this car, the best part of driving, is to look at the hood. You see the bulges on the side. You don't see those bulges. You don't see much of any bulge on a normal car. It's just basically a plain hood sloping downward. It seems that it has shoulder paddings for fenders, so it's pretty awesome. You know, visibility is good wherever you look, front, back, side, left side, right side. It's okay. But looking at the back, the optional high-rise spoiler really looks good. Really makes this car look really sporty. The spoiler really comes from the top of the line TGX model in Korea. It also comes in a few Tiburons in the US. I've seen also some local Tiburons with this spoiler. It's pretty uncommon. Usually they have a deck lid spoiler as standard option. So I found a surplus hatch that had the spoiler. I immediately grabbed the whole hatch and installed this spoiler on this car. So I still have the hatch. It's still in the shop. I think someone's going to buy it. I don't know. So we'll see. But really, I'm sure looking at this car from the outside is the best part. If you're sitting in a gasoline convenience store, looking out of the window, looking at your car, you can stare at this gorgeous shape all day long. People who don't know anything about cars are impressed with this car. Really, if you guys are looking for a car like this, if you're looking for a car like this in the second-hand market, I think it's worth a buy. I'm sure body parts, of course, will be difficult to find, even for me to source. But I could still find some. I could find some brand new headlights, but at what price? But mechanically, it's very similar to the Elantra. But also to find parts for the 96 to 2000 Elantras in the Philippines, it's getting scarce because they're not importing even replacement parts so much. But parts are cheap for these cars. If you can find them, they're not expensive. I hope that you liked watching this video. If you do want me to review other cars, just let me know also. And if you have a car that you want me to test drive, let me know as well. I'm really open to that. Please do like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's KHL Motorsport. Like us on Facebook, Kuhol Garage. Instagram, it's KHL Motorsport. I'll see you in the next video. I still have probably another 30 to 40 minutes to go in this drive. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care and God bless.